My friends, I wanted to come on and do a soul tribe reading. It's been a few days since I did a soul tribe reading. I was supposed to come on days ago, and then muggle life got in the way. I've had so many muggle things happening in my life. I've got 4 kids, so lots of appointments and things like that. But I got a new deck from a soul tribe member, Yvonne, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have a fear of mispronouncing names, so Yvonne. Thank you for this deck. It is the Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle deck. And one thing that really struck me is it has blue butterflies on it, and that is the emoji that I use for soul tribe readings. And when I was in Florida, there was a t-shirt that had why did I say purple? Blue butterflies on it, and I was kind of heartbroken that it was a kid's shirt and it didn't fit me. But anyway, because I was going to buy it for soul tribe readings. But I love, Wally's saying hello, I love that there's blue butterflies on it. So I wanted to see what you needed to hear today. I don't have much daylight left, but I really wanted to come on and do a reading and read from this book. So the chapter we're on is 10 things you will start to feel when a big life change is around the corner. And I don't know what it says, but part of me knows a few things about when changes are coming. You know, your higher self does try to prepare you if you are tuned in with your higher self. So maybe you're someone who, you know, is feeling a bit restless, like something should be coming, something should be happening. You could be someone who is spending a lot of time like feeling the need to purge or nest or get rid of things that no longer serve you. That can go for, you know, your environment, people around you, those types of things, situations. It's almost like you have an anticipation that something is coming. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's losing sleep is another one. So if you're waking up a lot, there is a good indication that something is coming into your life. But I'm sure that chapter is much deeper than that. The first one I saw was, what was it? I've already forgotten it. You'll stop pretending like everything is fine. Yep. There's no need to pretend that everything is fine because everything's not fine. You know, everything's not perfect. Healing is messy. So let's see what you need to hear. I hope you guys are wonderful. I've missed you. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in days. I haven't. I had every intention of coming on Halloween, but then, you know, I had to go to the dentist in the middle of my day, so that just completely ruined my day. And then, you know, I took my kids trick-or-treating where... Why am I telling you this? It was going really well, and then when the teenagers started to come out, it got a little strange because there was a group, get this, there was a group of Care Bears that were kind of low-key teasing one of my autistic kids, and my kid didn't understand that it was teasing. They thought they were just being nice, and it was like, no, they're being mean. You know, and they were 5 of them dressed like Care Bears, and they were being little, like they were being mean to other kids. It just struck me as weird. Like, why are you dressed up as Care Bears and then being like that? Anyway. Anyway, other than that, it went really well. Like it was good, and I've missed you guys. So let's see what we need to hear from this beautiful deck, and then we'll read that chapter before it gets too dark. So let's see what needs to come out. We have Caregiver. We are with you. I'm also going to read the book, like the book that comes with it. Caregiver, we are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. So you could be someone who, is an overgiver. For some of you, maybe you have recently lost someone, because this mentions especially at the end of their lives. So you could have recently lost someone. So, caregiver. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention... Oh, I already read all this on the card. Caregivers often focus all of their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. You have chosen this card in all likelihood because you probably already are or have been in a caretaker role, or you'll shortly start caring for someone you love. This card is a timely reminder to ensure you don't forget yourself in this process, no matter what type of care is being given. Whether it is emotional support or more hands-on, it is easy to let all of your energy dissipate, leaving you feeling drained, disinterested, or at times feeling down. Remember that we're all made up of energy, and that energy is very precious and delicate and needs to be preserved and honored. Take time for yourself. Nurture yourself with self-care, such as massages, meditation, or walks in nature, allowing your body, mind, and spirit to open and absorb the positive and healthy energy, so that when you have to return to care mode, you feel healthy, strong, and revitalized. And I'm hearing a few things with this one. For some of you, maybe you are about to step into a caregiver role, and it doesn't just have to be to someone, who is sick. Maybe you are a mother. Maybe you are about to enter, maybe there's a parent you need to take care of, or maybe you're about to enter a romantic connection where you need to make sure not to overgive. So just make sure you're remembering to fill your own cup. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups card with that. So let's keep going. We have you are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. So you're not alone, whatever it is you're going through. Didn't we read a chapter from that book about how to remember that you're not truly alone? And this is the last card in the book, which you guys know I find magical. This card comes at a time when you're probably missing someone, feeling lonely or lost, or not getting the emotional or spiritual help you truly need from those around you. So you could be feeling, you could have just lost someone, or maybe you're feeling misunderstood by your peers and your family because you are spiritual, whatever it is. Even though you may be feeling abandoned, don't forget that we are here for you, holding you, guiding you, helping you through your grief and sadness. It is we who raise you up and gently push you forward. Please remember that we are spirit discarnate, not of body. I don't know if I pronounced that right. You are spirit incarnate in the body. And as such, we are all spirit. You can connect to us anytime you wish. Find a quiet time where you can be by yourself in your favorite space. Light a candle, hold us in your mind, and reach out with your heart and thoughts. When you feel a gentle, warm wave of love wash over you, a tingle up your spine, or even a special thought or image, know that these are all signs that we're connected and we love you always. So again, you're never alone. And I tell you guys all the time, at the lowest points of my journey, I spoke out to these guides, even though I didn't fully believe in them or know what was happening. If anybody's out there, please help me. So you're not alone. And there's comfort. I find there's comfort in knowing that. I find there's comfort having a relationship with spirit and realizing that you aren't alone. especially if you have yourself. So we have believe, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So maybe you're having a hard time believing in yourself right now, or believing in spirituality, or believing in your intuition, or believing in your gifts. This card should prompt you to evaluate your beliefs and thought processes. This could be a time when self-doubts and negative thoughts from past conditioning come to the surface and prevent you from moving forward. While some people believe in a higher power greater than themselves, others sadly believe they're alone and that it's all about survival. In the more severe cases, some individuals just walk aimlessly upon this planet with a defeatist attitude, accepting whatever comes their way. Your spiritual, emotional, and it's divided on the page and I'm dyslexic and I can't understand it. Psychological. See, I can't look at it when I say it. Well-being. Your present and future relationships, your work or career can all be affected by past conditioning. When issues remain omnipresent in your life, it's time to take a critical look at your own belief systems. Certain beliefs combined with the energy of your thoughts could be major factors that influence your life. Change your perception and alter your negative thoughts to positive affirmations. That's a tough one. It's so interesting because I was just having like a heart-to-heart with my daughter this morning about the way that I was raised. Because she was asking me like about my parents and everything. So we were just kind of talking about my childhood. And I mentioned how, those negative thoughts, those negative comments can become a habit. They can become ingrained in us and they can stop us from moving forward. And I know I've mentioned to you guys, like my dad's words were in my head my entire life until I reprogrammed myself with positive affirmations. And it's hard, when you're used to that negative thought process, it kind of snowballs. It gets bigger and bigger and harder. And it reminds me almost of like an addiction, trying to break it. And, I used to see things like positive affirmations will work. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. That's so cliche, but they actually do work. They work I'm not saying they make everything better, but it helps to reprogram those negative thought patterns. Anyway, I just felt like I needed to say that. Where was I? By consciously acknowledging that spirit is running through you and that you're meant to live a happy, abundant life, you'll experience your days on earth the way you were meant to, as a divine being. And if you haven't, you should get like an affirmation app. I know I've told you guys, I have affirmations all over my wall and I look at them all the time. I have them by my door when I leave my room. I have them plastered all over the wall by my bed, so I look at them before I go to sleep. I have them on my bathroom mirror. I have them anywhere where I stop moving long enough to see them. And it really does help. And also, I'm not advertising an app. But find an affirmation app. I'm sure there's free ones out there. I think I pay a couple bucks a month I use I Am affirmations, and those are the things that pop down in my readings that I read. And they're always I don't know what it is about that app, but again, I'm not advertising it. It's like they come at the right time or when I really need them. And I take them as messages from my higher self, like little text messages from my higher self. And it really does help. Again, I know it sounds cliche and I know that they don't They don't make everything magically better, but they do help in the long run. So yeah, maybe an affirmation app, or writing affirmations down on sticky notes and sticking them on your wall, or having affirmations as your screensaver, or whatever it's called on your phone, your wallpaper. I don't know what anything is called. So let's get another one. I don't know if you're feeling overwhelmed. Like, we have this "You Are Not Alone" card, but I am very much out of breath in this reading. And it doesn't usually happen to me in soul tribe readings. Hang on. It doesn't usually happen to me in soul tribe readings. It happens to me in love readings, where someone's feeling like very exhausted or overwhelmed. So I felt like I should mention it. If you're feeling overwhelmed, because I'm like taking big, like I feel almost out of breath. So maybe you're feeling overwhelmed or tired, or maybe you're just feeling burnt out. I just wanted to mention it. And I am sending you love. And a deep breath. We have listen. You have to be willing to listen if you really want to understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not to just what's being said, but what lies beneath the words. So listen. It reminds me of Zelda. Listen! If anybody knows what I'm talking about, you are amazing. You are cool. We've heard and listened to your requests in the past, so we're bringing this card to you because someone around you needs to be heard now. They're not seeking advice, but they really need to express themselves about how they're feeling and what's going on in their life. Maybe that's you. I'm just saying, I was just feeling that overwhelmed energy. So maybe you're someone who needs somebody to listen to you. Like, maybe you need to find someone who you can trust to talk to about things that are important to you. Like, maybe there's something you need to get off your chest with someone who is safe. Someone who, they don't have to share the same beliefs as you, but if it is about something like spirituality, maybe it should be someone who, believes in the same type of thing you do. But let's keep going. This could also be someone around you that needs your compassion. Deep breath. What they're seeking is an open, compassionate, and non-judgmental listener. When you're intently engaged in conversation, there's an even energy exchange where both parties can benefit. Those who are talking express what they're feeling, and just by the process of talking, they will often solve the problem or issue by themselves. Being present and listening to someone who needs your full attention will, in some cases, bring you the answers that you're seeking for yourself. Interesting. And I just, I was messaging my friend last night and I was just like, thanks. I just needed to talk to somebody who understood, somebody who, it does help. Like, even if they don't know what to say to you, even if there's nothing they can do to like fix it, sometimes just having someone listen means a lot. Anyway, as I'm saying that, the crows are like gathering outside my window, freaking out. So maybe you do have something on your mind that you need to talk about. We have, oh dear. Did you guys just see a wound get ripped open? Did you guys just notice my wound get ripped open? It says a father's love. Anyway, that's about me, not about you. Not this card. I'm talking about my reaction. Because I was just mentioning my father. Interesting. I always brace myself with decks like this because I'm not quite sure what the message will be. So let's just brace ourselves together. And I am in no way saying my father didn't love me, but his love for me and his actions towards me really did shape the way that I approached the rest of my life, and it wasn't for the best in some cases. A father's love for their child, I'll say their child, never dies. The strength gained from such a love is often unquantifiable, and in that it can be tapped into any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or has passed, a father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will experience. I'm so triggered. Clearly, I need to go heal. Because I'm just going to be really vulnerable and honest with you guys how I'm feeling reading this. Like, I'm feeling envy. Like, I'm feeling a little envious about that one. Again, I know my father loves me, but it's tricky. So, that was interesting. What is this called? A father's love. We also have a child's love on the bottom. So it could be that, it could be that you have some kind of, for some of you, you could have a childhood wound around your relationship with your father. Take it as it resonates. I am hoping that for a lot of you, I don't know what this card says, but I'm hoping for a lot of you that you do have this strong, loving connection with a father or a father figure if they have passed. A father's love is reaching out to you in support. It's actually on page 4, which is Emperor energy, father energy. I find that interesting. By selecting this card, it's signifying your your need for strength and support. The love of a father or father figure offers great strength, but even if your father has passed, his influence, support, and love remains eternal. Just as important, spirit can wrap him or their arms of love around you when you most need it. Even if your father is still here, his love, no matter how many... I'm sorry, I'm okay. His love, no matter how many miles you're apart, can be felt. The beauty of a father's love is that no matter what the circumstances, his love is unwavering, compassionate, forgiving, purposeful, and full of energy and strength. Whenever you feel alone or lost, wherever you feel misguided or lacking in confidence, just stop for a moment and let the love of your father or father figure give you the comfort or guidance you need. Do you see? Triggered. And that's how you know what needs healing. By what triggers you. I'm fine. But clearly reading that, I'm triggered. I apologize for my trigger through reading your card. Again, my hope is that for a lot of you, you have that bond. But again, listen to your triggers. If you're feeling triggered, there's a reason. And I knew it as soon as I saw that card. I'm like, I am triggered. And that is the key to healing are those triggers. So clearly I need to go do some healing work regarding my father wound. Thanks for witnessing that. I apologize that it came out during your card. I don't even want to, I'm just going to leave it there. Let's get one more. Interesting. So maybe you're someone who's feeling very alone and you can lean on the support of the connection you have with your father, if that is a healthy thing for you to be doing, or even if your father has passed. Imagine, your father wrapping their arms around you and protecting you, and take on that energy, the strength and energy that you feel from that. Clearly, I am feeling a little disconnected from that card because I'm not trying to laugh at myself, but I grew up with Again, a very critical father, lots of punishments, lots of name calling, lots of shaming. And that is what was given to me. What's my point here? What was my point in telling you that? What was my point? My ego is like, delete this reading. I'm not going to delete it. What was my point? Why did I bring that up? Gosh darn it, hang on. Nope, it's not coming back, whatever that thought was. I don't know where that thought was going. Anyway, I apologize. Oh, now I remember my thought. So anyway, I grew up with that narrative of, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, you're not good enough for anything, you could never do that. And it was ingrained in me. It took me a long time to not do that to myself. And I wanted to mention the reason I said that is because you guys saw it happen to me in a reading the other day where I made fun of myself and my mentality and called myself, you know, not smart. And I put myself down. And I used to be so used to it that it felt natural to put myself down. But you saw I know I'm healing because the other day when I did it, I immediately was like, wait a minute, I was just really mean to myself. Anyway, and I just want to remind myself, I'm being completely triggered by this. When a big life change is around the corner, you'll stop pretending like everything's fine. And that's exactly, I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't affected by that card because clearly I was triggered. And again, a lesson for you that when you feel triggered like that, that's what you have to work on. That's the healing you have to do. We're just going to get one more. We have cleanse. Cleanse. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean your house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. Spirit is reaching out with this card to help you cleanse and detoxify your body, mind, and soul. Spiritual cleansing is an excellent way of extracting destructive emotions that, if left untreated, can cause depression, anxiety, and even addiction. I say that because that was my entire existence for a long time, was depression, anxiety, and addiction. This card is proof that you can take time out from your busy life to cleanse. Make a pact with yourself to commit to rejuvenating your mind by practicing positive affirmations every day. One by one, you'll purge the negative thoughts, it's true, which will allow you to return to a state of balance and harmony. Drink more water at this time and cleanse your body by reducing toxins such as alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, sugar, and other substances. Take long salt baths and get out into nature so that you can breathe in fresh, clean air. Allow the natural world to infuse your spirit with its healing properties as you cleanse and rebalance. You are a spiritual being as well as a physical being. Please honor both. That's interesting because you know what? Anybody who knows me knows, there's not many people that know me. Anybody who knows me knows that I dedicate like one day a week to cleaning my house, and listening to that, it's like I should dedicate one day of the week to just self-care, or at least a chunk of time. Like if I can dedicate 2 to 3 hours to cleaning my house once a week, I could dedicate 2 to 3 hours to self-care. Could you? I think we need to prioritize self-care. I think so. So let's read this chapter. Deep breath again. All right. Sometimes when our lives are about to change, we can sense it before we can see it. These are the These are a few of the experiences you might have right before a massive shift takes place. Let me just make sure this is... You'll stop pretending like everything is fine. When we're really stuck in life, denial is the shield we use to protect ourselves from the panic of acknowledging everything that's wrong because we don't yet have the confidence to believe we can fix it. When we're approaching a big life change, what we're really coming up on is the tipping point at which we are finally ready to reconcile what's been off for a pretty long time. This means that you're going to be phasing out the denial period into anger, regret, remorse, and even sadness. These are feelings you've had pent up for a really long time that you probably feel safe enough to release now because you know the story is changing. Your life is adjusting as it really needed to be all along. We don't snap out of denial one day. We slowly come out of it in phases, and eventually we accept that we weren't happy before. You'll look back at the choices that led you to where you are. That's number 2. You'll look back at the choices that led you to where you are. Big life changes are often a time for reflection. It's when we realize that we're moving from one chapter to the next that we often stop to take stock of what happened in our story prior and how that contributed to where we are now. More than anything, we start to become more self-aware. We begin to recognize why we ended up where we did. We begin to think about the choices that led us to where we currently stand and how we might need to choose differently if we want a different outcome in the future. Whether you're proud of what you've done or regretful, this reflection process gleans a lot of important wisdom for moving forward. Deep breath again. Oh my goodness, what's going on? You'll get clear on what you really want. Number 3. The process of getting out of denial is also the process of getting into alignment. When you acknowledge what you do not want, you cannot help but identify its opposite, what you do want. You might discover that realizing what you want is not an inspiring process, quite the opposite, in fact. You might arrive at these conclusions from a place of anger, regret, and total exasperation. You might realize that you've been denying yourself even the ability to recognize what you want, let alone pursue it wholeheartedly. Regardless of how you arrive, what is important is that you can no longer neglect what you truly desire, and that's a good thing, even if it's uncomfortable in the process. 4, you'll shed everything that you no longer want to carry. You might find yourself physically releasing things around you. I said that. You might clean out your closet. I said that, nesting. You might clean out your closet and the clothes that no longer suit you. You might go through your belongings and do a deep purge. You might change where you live, stop talking to some friends and connect with others, and so on and so forth. This is a subconscious way of making your outer world align with what's happening throughout your inner world. Deep down, you know you're moving on, and you can't do so with all the weight of the past keeping you stuck. Number 5, you'll address other long-standing issues. When you heal one part of your life, it tends to radiate out and touch all of the others. Maybe you're getting out of denial regarding the city you're living in, or the type of work you do, or the long-term viability of a relationship. In the process, you might find yourself wanting to address other things that have been bothering you for a long time. When we improve or elevate one part of our lives, the others that remain unhealed begin to stand out more starkly in comparison. Just remember to take it one thing at a time and not totally overwhelm yourself. You can both acknowledge what needs to change while doing it at a safe pace. 6, things will start to come full circle. With all this revelation and change happening, you might find yourself having a full circle ending. Maybe you kind of always had a hunch about what you're doing now. Maybe you're accepting parts of yourself that have existed all along, though you've been in denial of them. Maybe you're realizing that you kind of always deep down knew what you know now, even though you tried to avoid it. Maybe you're finally coming to terms with what you wanted all along. Maybe you can remember yourself saying, I always wanted to live there. Maybe you are finally realizing that the work that comes most effortlessly to you is always what you were meant to be doing. Maybe you are recognizing that you knew your relationship was a dead end from the very beginning, but you pursued it anyway. No matter what's shifting or what revelations are occurring, you might find that you're sort of ending where you started, and it's really more comforting than you'd imagine. Another deep breath, my goodness. 7, you'll rediscover your sense of self. A natural side effect of recognizing what you do and do not want in your life is likewise realizing who you are and are not. In this process, you might find that you're discovering a stronger and clearer sense of self. You know what you want, you know what you're good at, and you know what you want to experience. You're adjusting to who you are on the outside to better reflect who you know you are on the inside, and it's a bittersweet process. While it can be a pretty hard ego hit to accept that you haven't been the person you want to be, it's quickly released in favor of the feeling of finally being true to yourself, which is invaluable and irreplaceable. You're realizing that you're worthy of the life you want, and you always have been. 8, you'll start to get a glimpse of inner peace. Through all the periods of clearing stored emotions, getting out of denial, and embracing who you are, you'll find that glimpses of deep inner peace are becoming more normal. Through all the periods, no, I already read that. This will be different than being excited or energized, because this sense is really the feeling that you're finally where you're supposed to be, not anxious that you'll never arrive or that you don't deserve to. You're starting to sense that you're showing up in the moment the way you want to be, and it's a life-changing realization to have. 9, you'll start to have long-term clarity. The funny thing about figuring out what you want in the moment is that it often lends itself to the bigger picture too. You'll find yourself realizing what you want long-term or what your life might look like. This might have been completely foreign to you just a little while ago, but now that you're becoming more comfortable with who you are and what you want, it's easier to see ahead, and that's something you take additional comfort in. Number 10, the last one. You'll let go with gratitude and step in with grace. Periods of transition can be tough, but when you're really ready, you'll know how to let go with gratitude and step in with grace. What this means is that you'll be thankful for everything you've experienced, including each misstep and mistake. From each, you learned something invaluable, and for that, you really won't regret it. Then you'll step in with that same sense of appreciation. You'll take the first strides into your new chapter with feelings of ease and awe because you know what it's like to live out of alignment with who you are, and you'll never forget how good it feels to finally be on the other side. Oh no, I didn't put the bookmark in, so I'm going to make you sit here with me while I find it again. Oh, right there. Wasn't that bad. So let's get you a few affirmations, my friend, to finish off this reading. I cannot believe how much we've read of this book. Look at that. Look at it. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us. So I'm just going to shuffle these once and then see what you need to hear for affirmations. Come on out, little affirmation cards. I almost said affirmators. I deserve to live in an atmosphere of joy and acceptance. I am open and receptive to all good. I have the power to make change. Every habit and pattern I create serves me in some way. When I am ready to let it go, the universe helps me release it. I freely express who I am. It is my birthright to express myself in ways that are fulfilling to me. Lifetime after lifetime, I am a shining spirit, a beautiful light. I am always safe. I am eternal. I will go on forever, from experience to experience. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. I give it and accept it without limitation. I help create a world where it is safe for us to love each other. You have a whole stack here. My past is part of the richness and fullness of life. Without my past, mistakes and all, I would not be here today. I love myself for my willingness to learn and grow. The thoughts I choose to believe right now are forming my experiences. I now listen to what I say and do not say anything that I do not want to become true for me. Everything I do is a choice, so I am in control of my reality. Each person is part of the harmonious whole. With joy, I recognize my perfection and the perfection of life. I am one with the very power that created me. This power loves all its creations, including me. I am surrounded and filled with infinite wisdom. Anyway, so there's your affirmations. And look into affirmations if you've never tried them. Again, I was someone who was like, they're so cliche, they're so corny. And now I live by them. And they've really helped me. They've given me, again, they've helped reprogram that voice in my head. Anyway. So I'm going to leave it here, my friends. I'm really out of breath for some reason in this reading. So I'm not sure if some of you are feeling heavy energy or you're feeling stressed. I'm sending you lots of love and light. I know I can't take it away, but I can hold you up while you're experiencing it energetically. And I can send you some energy. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will be back on hopefully Monday with another Soul Tribe reading. I felt really weird missing so many days without Soul Tribe. It always feels like something's missing when I don't do Soul Tribe readings, so to go so many days without doing one, it was not good. Anyway, again, more love and light to you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!